Have you ever tried lying to your mom, only to realize she already knew the truth before you even finished your sentence? No matter where you live, moms seem to have an incredible sixth sense. But here's the surprising part: the way they catch a lie can be completely different from one country to another. Some quietly read your body language. Others ask question after question until your story falls apart. And sometimes, one look is all it takes. If you love discovering fascinating family traditions and cultural differences from around the world, be sure to subscribe. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Today, we're exploring how moms in 4 different countries know you're lying through their unique parenting styles, family values, and everyday instincts. Which country's mom sounds the most like yours? Watch until the end, then let us know in the comments. Let's start with Japan, the silent observer. Japanese parenting often emphasizes honesty, responsibility, and reading unspoken emotions. Many children are taught from a young age that trust is earned through actions, not just words. Imagine this. You walk into the house much later than you promised. Your mom simply looks at you. She doesn't yell. She doesn't immediately ask where you've been. Instead, she quietly notices your shoes, your messy hair, your nervous smile, and how you're avoiding eye contact. Then she calmly asks, "Are you sure that's what happened?" Suddenly, your perfectly rehearsed story doesn't feel so perfect anymore. Japanese moms are often patient observers. Rather than accusing their children right away, they let silence do the work. That quiet moment can make someone who's lying feel uncomfortable enough to confess. There's also a cultural value placed on harmony within the family. Because of this, many children feel guilty about disappointing their parents, making honesty especially important. The funny part? Many people say their moms don't need proof. If your voice changes just a little, if you hesitate for a second, she already knows. Sometimes, the quietest question can be the hardest one to answer. The next one is India, the human detective. In many Indian families, parents are deeply involved in their children's daily lives. Moms often remember tiny details that everyone else forgets. Picture this. You tell your mom, "I was studying at my friend's house." She smiles. "What subject?" You answer. She asks another question. "What time did you leave? What did you eat? Who else was there? What was your friend's mother doing?" Before you know it, you're answering 10 questions instead of 1. Indian moms have a reputation for connecting every little detail. If one answer doesn't match another, they'll notice immediately. But here's why. Many Indian families spend a lot of time together, so moms naturally know their children's routines, habits, and even their closest friends. One small inconsistency is often enough to make them suspicious. Then comes the famous line, "So, tell me the truth." And somehow, most kids do. Because after all those questions, keeping up the lie becomes much harder than simply admitting what happened. Now, the next one in the list is Germany. Facts first. German parenting is often associated with encouraging responsibility, independence, and clear communication. Now imagine this. You tell your mom, "The bus was late." She calmly replies, "Really? The schedule says it arrived on time." You quickly change your story. She notices immediately. German moms often focus on logic rather than emotion. They compare your explanation with the facts they already know. Instead of arguing loudly, they'll simply point out what doesn't make sense. If your story changes, if the timeline doesn't match, if one detail is impossible, they'll quietly ask, "Can you explain that?" At that moment, many children realize they've been caught. The lesson isn't just about getting in trouble. It's about learning that honesty builds trust, and once trust is broken, it takes time to earn back. And finally, Brazil, the mom who knows your heart. Brazilian families are often known for being warm, expressive, and emotionally connected. Imagine coming home acting completely normal. You smile. You say everything's fine. But your mom hugs you for just a second longer than usual. Then she says, "Something's wrong." You insist you're okay. She isn't convinced. Brazilian moms often rely on emotional intuition. Instead of looking only at facts, they notice your mood, your energy, and the way you're acting. If you're unusually quiet, if you're avoiding conversation, or if your smile doesn't seem real, She'll keep asking until you finally open up. For many families, communication isn't just about words. It's about feelings. That's why some children admit the truth before they're even accused. Because they know. Mom already sensed it. Whether it's Japan's quiet observation, India's endless questions, Germany's logical thinking, or Brazil's emotional intuition, one thing seems to be true no matter where you live. Never underestimate a mom's instincts. Every family is unique, and every culture has its own way of raising children. Some moms teach through patience, others through conversation, and some through discipline or heartfelt understanding. But despite these differences, mothers around the world share one incredible ability. They know when something doesn't feel right. Maybe it's the way your voice suddenly changes. Maybe it's the way you avoid eye contact, hesitate before answering, or tell a story that just doesn't quite add up. Long before they have proof, many moms can sense that something is off. It's not magic. It's years of watching, listening, caring, and knowing their children better than anyone else. In the end, this isn't just about catching a lie. It's about the deep bond between a mother and her child, a connection built through love, trust, and countless moments shared together. And perhaps that's the real secret behind every mom's superpower. Now it's your turn. Which country's mom sounds the most like yours? Or does your mom have her own unique way of knowing when you're not telling the whole truth? Share your story in the comments. We'd love to hear it.